Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Superplayer NegativeAE, and welcome back to Steins Gate 0. We're right back after the cutscene. I'm recording a different way. Hopefully there's no more black box, but you will see like my PlayStation overlay sometimes give me achievements and stuff, so hopefully that's alright. Here we go. Alright, Mr. Okabe. Try to relax. My voice is a bridge, guiding you down into the past. You're going down and down and down, and then you see a gentle colored light. I was dreaming, daydreaming. I was aware that I was lying on a big sofa, undergoing counseling. I tried my best to stay calm and imagine what the psychologist was telling me. What color is the light? Red. Red, I see. Is it a good idea to see a psychologist? I'm just saying because the person you care about is standing in the light. Are they your family? No. What if I tell him some stuff that I'm not supposed to tell him? Then your friend? Or perhaps lover? Did they ever find the murderer of Kurisu? No. Lover. No, not my lover. Not even my friend. Then what are they? She and I are. Memories came flooding back in my mind like a geyser. I miss that girl. Don't know what you got till it's gone. That was the last game. The art style of the last game was very beautiful. Look at that. I think I like the art style better of the last game. I don't know. Let me see the current art style. Cause this is the last game. They're just using clips from the last game. Not just for your sake, but for mine as well. Oh, they gotta bring the kiss in. Am I going to die? I don't want to die. Man. Mr. Okabe. I killed her. It was me. It was me. See? This is exactly the reason why I didn't want to go to psychology. Because shit like that would happen. Listen to me, I'm going to pat you on the shoulders. When I do, you will be fully awake. 3, 2, 1, hi! I feel like that's a red flag. I killed her. It was me. It was me. That's a red flag. Who died the last couple months? Kurisu's suffering face disappeared instantly, and I could feel my consciousness awakening. I stood up off the sofa. I felt dizzy and almost fell over. Are you alright? Rest a minute. I'll bring you a towel now. The psychologist left the room. I realized I was soaked in sweat. The air conditioner was working, so I could tell it wasn't from the heat. It was the first time I tried hypnotherapy at a mental health clinic. My body felt strangely heavy. It sucks, because like I understand the need to go to psychology. But you can't. You reveal too much. When I got outside, it was night. It was almost December, and the wind was cold. How was it, Okarin? Mayuri Shina asked me gently. I read that weird. Mayuri was a high school student and my childhood friend. She'd come with me to counseling today. I told her I didn't need her to, but she left school early to come. All I ever did was make her worry. Around 3 months ago, my one obsession had been saving her. To me, she had always been someone I had to protect. And now she was worried about me. Oh. Hi. Got a second, Uncle Okarin? This is where I might have trouble. Because I don't know what this means. Because I don't speak Japanese or read Japanese. I could do... Why don't I just go with my emote? I like how there's a kudasu emote, but I don't know what it says, and I don't want to be rude, so I'm going to say, okay. Listen, what do you think I should do about Mom and Dad? What do you mean? I just can't see them getting together like this. Well, you're right. Uncle Okarin, isn't there anything you can do? You know there's nothing I can do to help with that. You're right. Yeah. It kind of hurts that you just gave up that easily. It doesn't seem to be your kind of thing, Uncle. So, we know who the girl is that Daria's gonna marry? That's interesting. It's not that bad, they said. I told her a small lie to make her feel better. Actually, they told me I had suffered serious trauma. They'd stopped the hypnotherapy and given me a course of counseling and drugs. Now they waited to see the results. Basically, they decided there was nothing to do but to treat my symptoms and wait for it to heal naturally. I couldn't tell if what Maho had shown me yesterday was having an effect. I underwent treatment without telling the psychologist about the time machine, or the world lines, or most of the things that had happened. So maybe there was no way for them to make a proper diagnosis. In any event, I decided not to think too much about the results.
Mayuri.
Hey, Mayuri. You haven't eaten yet, right? Wanna go get some food? I'll treat you. Oh, we can go to Akibara then. Or can we go to Akibara then? Luka and Faris said they haven't seen you in forever, and they want to meet up. Akibara, huh? The clinic was in walking distance of my house. Akibara was much farther away. So we live in a different part of town now. Because the lab was just a place that we went from home, and we would just spend the night there. And it was basically like our house. But now I'm living at my home? Wouldn't that be with like my parents? But even so, I couldn't turn down Mayuri's request. I'm gonna stop talking. So I live in a different place. I remember this place. They're using the same girl with her handbasket and sweater in the front there. The same people walking around at the exact same time. Until the events of this summer, I'd gone there almost every day. In fact, I practically lived there. Lately, I only went 3 times a week, at the absolute most. And only to go shopping on the way home from school. We went out into the plaza in front of the station. Just like in Ikeburo, even though it was only a month until Christmas, there were barely any decorations. I was sure the whole place would be covered in them the moment it was December 1st. Eventually, I was sure to see maids in Santa outfits. Maids in Santa outfits. Passing out flyers in Akibara, huh? Akibara could be really weird. Oh, it's Faris and Luka. Do-do-do. Meow? Kyoma. I feel like, okay, so here's my synopsis. So they're going with, I think the old style was to put like colors and like make it all colorful. This style is like brush strokes. Looks like brush strokes. I don't know which one I like better. I think I like the other art style better. And this art style, they're really trying to make Luka look like a girl. Like, they really trying. I mean, they tried in the last one, but it was like, okay. This one, they are trying. And Faris looks okay. Faris and Luka must have been waiting. They ran over as soon as they saw us. I missed you, nah. I miss you too, Faris. Faris Nyan Nyan. Faris Nyan Nyan. Jumped at me without the slightest hesitation. You mean freaking Akiho? She was a maid, and Faris wasn't her real name. I knew her real name, but if I didn't call her Faris at all times, even when she wasn't working, she'd get mad at me. She was wearing the same outfit as she always wore. Her work clothes from her job at the maid cafe May Queen Yan Squared. Was May Queen going to switch to Santa outfit soon? Stop it! Everyone's looking at us. I tried to pull Faris off me, but it wasn't working. Maybe I should just steal the cat ears off her head. Who cares, Nya? All that matters right meow is Faris and Kyoma. I care. Stop calling me Kyoma. Meow, why? I have consigned that name to my dark past. Faris looked upset, but I decided to ignore her. Hoin Kyoma. I cannot say it. Kyoma Hoin. Hoin Kyoma. Hoin Kyoma was part of a past that I sealed away. I decided to pretend he never existed. He meddled with a forbidden invention called the time machine, and as a result, the systems that ruled the world had punished him. He dashed the hopes of many, lost the life of someone that he cared for, and his heart suffered grievous wounds. He must never be awakened again. I didn't need him anymore. Then what should I call you, Nya? Well, Okabe or something. I think Okarin's a cute name. Don't you, Faris? By the way, Faris is what Mayuri calls Faris. Faris? Faris. Has it been Faris this whole time? I've just been saying Faris. I'm still gonna call her Faris. She claimed it was easier to pronounce or something like that. Well, if you say so, Mayushii. It still doesn't sound right though. She looked unsatisfied, but she backed away. Luka, it's been a while. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I like her hide behind the fists, even though she's not actually hiding behind the fists. Lukaku smiled happily. Or he. I'm sorry. He always looked as beautiful as a pretty girl. I mean, if he was a guy, I would totally sleep with that man. Like, if he was a real life guy, that would be when I would turn right there. He was a classmate of Mayuri's and could often be seen helping at Yanabayashi Shrine where his family lived. I probably shouldn't call him Lukaku. That is one cute-ass guy. Just as I told Faris not to call me Kyoma. He had his own name. Luka Urushibara. But calling Lukaku Luka after all this time, that would be really embarrassing. It feels like a very long time. I sometimes go to the lab, but you haven't been there much, have you? No, I haven't. I've been busy with school. I had to get ready for ATF too. Even after that was done, I'd been busy with Maho and Dr. Leskinen, and then Amadeus. I hadn't gotten a chance to rest. So, don't I have an Amadeus thing on my phone? But I avoided mentioning that to them. Hold on. What is this? It won't let me click on it. It won't let me click on Amadeus. So maybe that's the thing that I'll have to like get a beep on my phone for. Oh, and I'm in a club now. You joined a club? What kind of club, yeah? UFOs? UMAs? Who do you guys think I am? I guess I hadn't told them then. Mayuri. I'm pretty sure I told her. As the two of them looked at me with wide eyes, I cracked a knowing smile and puffed out my chest. The tennis club. What? The people around us started to stare at Faris and Luka. Why the tennis club, yeah? Okabe, you ever played tennis? Of course not. I may not look it, but I'm terrible at sports. Kinda look it, actually. I'm confident that I'd lose to Mayuri at distance running. Then why, Mia? It's a long story, but the associate professor, who's my teacher at school, is the tennis club's advisor, and they asked me to join. That's not long at all, Nia. Well, I'm not done yet. That teacher's done a lot for me, so I decided to stop by. And it turns out I have a talent for tennis. Despite the fact that I'm a beginner, I beat every single one of them. Well, amazing, huh? You really are amazing, Okabe. If I had known, I would have been a pro tennis player. You could win Wimbledon. I don't know what that is. What's wrong, Faris? Do you have a headache? Not even sure where to begin. That's the most obvious ploy to get new members I've ever heard, yeah? Oh, like letting your people win? Don't say that. I had kind of noticed, but I'm trying to avoid thinking about it. They're all really good people. So you've been practicing with your club then? Hmm? Oh no, actually I barely go. Huh? Then just what are you doing? Matchmaking parties and stuff. What? Their shots filled the whole street. Once again, people turned around to stare. It's not that surprising, is it? I'm a normal college kid. That's true. I'm sorry. But Luka was fidgeting like he wanted to say something. How can you go after other women when you've got beautiful Faris? It's unforgivable, yeah? Don't get the wrong idea, okay? I'm not really interested in girls. In fact, I went along with the rest of the club, but there really wasn't anything or any place for a wannabe normal like myself. There was no way I could keep up with the conversations that the, well, normal normals had. While other men and women were having fun, I would just kind of sit there. A matchmaking party was a challenge far beyond my capabilities. I wasn't going to tell Faris and Luka that though. That's so nice. Mayushii wants to go to a matchmaking party with Okarin too. What? Mary wanted to do what? She even old enough to be interested in that sort of thing? Because that's where everybody gets together and has a fun party, right? Pretty much, though. Evidently not. I mean, you have a fun party there. Well, it's not wrong. The nuance is a little different, yeah. We could hold that at the lab. Of course, Luka and Faris will come. Oh, and Daru and Nei and Suzu. Oh. Mayuri turned to me with a guilty look. Suzu, huh? It's weird saying the new Mayuri when I had seen the old Mayuri at the beginning, if that makes any sense. Suzuha Amane, also known as John Titor, a time traveler from the year 2036, a true warrior who was still fighting, even as I was trying my best to give up. I had barely seen her since summer. I was avoiding her. Part of the reason I stopped going to the lab was that she spent all her time there now. Until a month or so ago, just hearing Suzuha's name was enough to cause flashbacks, and it was all I could do to endure them. After these 3 months, I could finally stand to hear her name. But I didn't think I could keep it together if I met her in person. Of course, it wasn't her fault, and I wasn't blaming her, so I didn't want her to blame me. She'd never come out and said it, but when she looked at me with that razor-sharp glint in her eyes, I felt something like guilt. Everyone? Mayushii's been planning an operation with Daru. An operation? It sounded like something the old me would have done. Yeah? What kind of operation, yeah? Operation Make Suzu Smile. Why was Mayuri talking about all this out of the blue? Maybe it wasn't out of the blue. She might have been thinking about it for a long time. So, I decided to respond as cheerfully as I could. Tell me about it, Mayuri. Oh. Okay. So, Mayushii thinks that Suzu's normally kind of scary, but she's actually a really nice person. Sometimes when I'm in the lab, I'll start to fall asleep on the sofa, and when I wake up, there'll be a blanket over me. When I asked Suzu about it, she says she has no idea, but... Oh, I had a similar experience. My dad once asked me to go shopping for him, and I was having trouble on the way back because I had to carry so much. And then Amane came by, and without saying anything, she took some of the bags from me and carried them. Huh. I had no idea. She said that it wasn't a big deal, so I shouldn't tell anybody. Oh, I guess I just did. I see. See? Oh, they go back to the old art style. It's weird. It's like jarring. In the Alpha World line, she was a cheerful girl who smiled at everyone and who loved to go mountain biking. But in this world line, she wasn't the type who smiled a lot. See, that's a different art style. This is partially due to the way she'd grown up. I heard about it third hand from Daru, but because of the universal conscription program that started after World War III broke out, she'd been forced to undergo military training ever since she was in middle school. And after that, she joined up with the anti-government forces and got caught in a terrible struggle. After that, he said, she never really smiled. So, I want Suzu to really smile. I see. So, what's your plan, yeah? Christmas party.
Christmas party?
I'll do a Christmas party. We all spoke in unison. It's almost Christmas, right? And Susie says she's never been to a Christmas party. So, Mayushii wants to give her one as a present. Faris and Luka all nodded at almost exactly the same time. I'm in, yeah. Me too. Thanks. Okarin, will you come too? Well, you don't want to? It's not that, it's just I don't think Suzuha would really want me there. Do you? I was never going back to the past. I still couldn't forget the look on Suzuha's face when I told her that. It's an expression filled with anger and despair. She must have felt like her last, most desperate hope was crumbling away right in front of her eyes. The words she said to me then were still sharp thorns lodged in my heart. Suzuha doesn't like me, you know. Mayushii doesn't think so. I think she probably regrets the fact that she got mad at you. I think she just can't say it. Really? Yeah, I'm sure of it. I couldn't turn her down after Mayuri said that. Fine, I'll think about it. Okay. By the way, Okabe, there's a bit of hesitation in Luka's voice. How did the doctor's appointment go? Evidently, Luka had heard about my counseling from Mayuri. She'd wanted to see me here because she was worried about how it went. Or maybe he'd want... This game. I guess I'm making Lukaku and Faris worry too. In this world line, they hadn't joined the lab, but even so, they were still my dear friends. I'd never tried hypnotherapy before, but it was interesting. I never thought it would work on me, so that was a big surprise. It worked? Perfectly. Huh. I bet Luka Nyan wouldn't last for a second. Aw, come on. Yeah, I'm sure. Luka would believe anything that you told him. Anyway, there was no point in standing around forever. I was getting hungry, and it was time to find some place to eat. Hey guys, what do you want to eat? My treat. We decided to head towards Yodobashi. There was a lot of big restaurants there, so it was perfect. Way to go, Kyoma! I mean, Okarin. You're the best. Thank you. What should I eat? Maybe fried chicken? Fried chicken number 1 or juicy chicken number 1? Juicy fried chicken. That's all Mayushii ever eats, yeah. It's a good idea. I want some chicken now, this game. I walked behind the 3 of them. Then I thought to myself, what would it be like if Kurusu was here, or were here? I tried my hardest for the past few months not to think about her, but was it because of my experience yesterday that I did anyway? The expressions and little mannerisms I'd seen yesterday, the voice, the way she walked, I remembered. I remembered my conversation with her. Kurusu is pretty dead on. And I think they did Okurin pretty well. But everybody else has like a new art style that's weird. Hello, Rintaro Okabe. I'm Kurusu Makase. Nice to meet you. I couldn't respond at all. Something felt slightly off about the way Kurusu moved on screen. But it was really slight. I'll get used to it soon. More importantly, the voice and the way she spoke were exactly like the real Kurusu. I almost cried. All I could do was stop from breaking down. Maho, it's not the middle of the night, is it? The camera on the PC switched from me to Maho. No, it isn't. Why? I was wondering if the two of you were sleepy. Was she talking about the fact that I didn't respond to her introduction? I was asleep until just a bit ago, but now I'm 100% awake. I see you're as lazy as ever, huh? Don't be rude. Anyway, can I ask you a question? Sure, what's up? What's your relationship to Rintaro Okabe here? He's a student who participated in the last ATF seminar. He seemed really interested in the research, so I brought him here. Maho decided not to tell Amadeus that I was a friend of Kurusu's before she died. Why, I wonder? Did she not want Amadeus to find out? Or was I supposed to tell her myself? Huh. He must be pretty impressive if you're saying that. The Kurusu on screen turned to me and smiled. Calm down. So Okabe, what's your major? Brain science, I assume? It's... The words got stuck in my throat. I said, calm down. You know this is just a program. Her words, her appearance, even the conversation she's having with you right now, they're all artificial. But even though I knew that, I still couldn't speak. I had no idea what to say. And more than that, the words, nice to meet you, hit me harder than I thought they would. This wasn't the Kurusu I had spent those 3 weeks with. Maho had told me this ahead of time, and I thought I understood it, but hearing it for myself hurt more than I imagined. I had regretted not taking my anxiety meds, but it was too late now. My heart rate soared, and my breathing became irregular, and my head was spinning, and the corners of my vision were beginning to dim. At some point, my lips had gone totally dry. Is something wrong, Okabe? Kurusu sounded worried. That voice software must be pretty good if it could handle nuances like that. His major isn't brain science, but he's very interested in our research. Is he? Dr. Leskinen likes him too. At some point, I plan to make him my assistant. What? My head snapped up in surprise at Maho's bizarre statement. Me? Maho's assistant? Then I'd go to Victor Condria University? Oh? You don't like the idea? It's not whether I like it or not. Well, it was a joke anyway. A joke? Did you take it seriously? I did not. I wasn't going to tell her that I almost did. I see. But if you study really hard, it might not be a joke after all. Even if it wasn't, I'd rather be Dr. Leskinen's assistant. That was my way. This was my way of getting back at her. It's harder to be his assistant than you might think. He's a really big kid. He's really a big kid. As she spoke, she quietly came over next to me and tapped me on the arm a few times. So I see. That was it. She was making a joke and trying to calm me down. Sorry. Thanks. What are you talking about? I didn't think subtlety was her thing. Maybe I was wrong? Maho. Excuse me. Maho beckoned to Maho from within the screen in a very human manner. Damn. Why was the sentence so hard? What is it? Come a little closer. Towards the speaker. Maho moved her ear closer to the speaker. I was just thinking how weird it was when... Huh? Maho suddenly turned bright red and shouted at the screen. Of course not. What are you thinking about? You don't need to be so embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed. Just stop being weird. So she thinks that I like her, or she likes me? I'm guessing. You sure? I'm sure. What are you talking about? It was obvious that Kurisu had whispered something to Maho. What did she say? Maho glanced at me. And for some reason she blushed and turned away. I see. From the way Maho was acting and what I knew about Kurisu, there was only one possibility. Goddamn mainstream women. I whispered a name I had often teased Kurisu with, and suddenly I felt a lot better. She must have said something like, "You two make a good couple," or "You finally found a man, huh?" The way she looked at a boy and girl holding a friendly conversation and immediately assumed they were dating was just like the Kurisu I knew. Jeez, what a system. It didn't need to be that true to her personality, did it? I chuckled. Do you think this Kurisu also browses @channel when Maho and the professor aren't looking too? Nah, knowing her, she's probably commenting. I remember Kurisu once browsed @channel on the Future Gadget Laboratory's computer when she knew nobody else was around. The old art style. Oh my god. Hey, knock before you come in. I like the music here though. Reminds me of Mario almost. Like Mario RPG or something. Christina, what are you... I like this music. What are you doing when you should be working? Hey, stay back. Hey, what's with that? Oh, this is terrible. Right, Raffle. What's with this? Oh, this is terrible. Right, Raffle kind of laugh. Fret not, Christina. Or should I say, @channel is Larry Kurisu. Don't call me that. I knew it already. Indeed, I've known it for a long time. You reek of an @channeler. How rude. My perfume isn't that strong. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about your soul's power level. But it's cute how you try and hide it, @channeler Kurisu. Do not call me that. Your soul's power level, huh? My silly remarks seem to have a much deeper meaning now. Was the girl in front of me one day going to, as Dr. Leskinen had said, become a real artificial soul? When that happened, What were we supposed to call a soul that existed in this world after the body was gone? Not dead or alive, but something in between? This wasn't science anymore. It was philosophy. Or maybe religion. Enough messing around. Okabe didn't come here to waste his time with this stuff. The way you're trying to change the subject makes me even more suspicious. I'm going to infect you with a virus. I was kidding. I won't bring it up again. Kurusu quickly bowed her head. I bet back when Kurusu was still alive, she had conversations like this with Maho every day. I'm sure Dr. Leskinen had a ton of fun watching them. It was actually kind of cute. Sorry about that, Okabe. Wanna try talking to her? Oh. Maho offered me the seat in front of the PC. Kurusu's face was on the monitor right in front of me. When our eyes met, she smiled a little. I didn't know she reacted like this to people when she first met them. But my meeting with Kurusu went about as badly as it possibly could have. I realized that her prickly attitude towards me could have been unusual for her. Ask me whatever you want. I'll answer anything the best I can. Yeah. This wasn't good. I was remembering every moment I'd ever spent with Kurusu. I couldn't think of what to say. And then the words that came out of my mouth were, is it possible to create a time machine? That was what I once argued about Kurusu, about with Kurusu on another world line. In the end, I'd lost the argument completely. What?
Time machine, desu ka?
Time machine, you said. Where did this come from? It's just a test. I wanted to see if she was capable of thought experiments. Well, Kurusu? Let me see. My conclusion is that it's not possible. But we don't know for sure that it's impossible, I guess. That wasn't what she said. I'll begin with my conclusion. The very idea of a time machine is idiotic. That's what Kurusu had said in the Alpha World line. I remember that well. I think the very idea of a time machine is idiotic. I remember our old debate and decided to repeat what Kurusu had said back then. It's too early to assume that. You think so? It's true that all the scientists all around the world have proposed several time travel theories. There are 11 major ones and countless minor ones, but none of them carry any more than a hypothesis. And some of them directly contradict one another. Correct. For example, there's the cosmic string theory and the wormhole theory, where time travel is possible as a thought experiment, but no one has a clue where you would go to get cosmic strings or exotic matter. In other words, it's not realistic. This was also something Kurusu had told me in the Alpha World line. But Kurusu in the screen was unmoved. That's probably because scientists haven't discovered something important yet. Then, you think it's possible to create a time machine? We don't know for sure that it's impossible. That's what I said. Remember? Yeah. Her opinion was slightly different. Was this because I was in the Beta World line? Or perhaps... Hey, Hyajo. She knows she's made from a copy of the original's memories, right?
もちろん
Of course.
じゃあ
Then, I can't think of a good example, but
一卵性双生児みたいなことはある
is it like identical twins? You can't tell them apart at birth, but as they grow, differences start to
育つに
form?
つれて差異が出て
Or
くる
something like that? That's a very good observation,
そういうこと
Renta.
それについてはまだ検証中
We're
だけ
still
ど
investigating that, but
蓄積されていく
if
記
the
憶が
memories
異
they
なれ
build
ば
up are different,
当
I
然
think that the
元の
course,
人間とは違うものになっていくと
they,
思うわ
I think that of course they become something different from the original human. The professor agrees with me.
そっか
I see. It was then that I heard the door on the other side of the partition slam shut.
教授かしら
Is that the professor?
あの大きな足音はそうじゃ
From the
ない
loud
でしょ
sound of the footsteps, I'd assume so. I could definitely hear somebody stomping around outside. And then, after a heavy knock, the door to the booth flung open. Hi, Dr. Leskinen. Lintalo? Lintalo? This man is making up words. The professor opened his arms as wide when he came inside. He grabbed my hand and began to wave it around. I hadn't realized he was this friendly. He seemed to think he was giving me a handshake, but it felt like I was being worked over by a pro wrestler.
Hey boy, what's up?
Huh?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
岡部さんひどい英語です
Okabe, your English is... Oh, no, that was pretty good. That's not terrible.
黙れクリスティーナ
Shut up, Christina.
クリスティーナ
Ah, no, I was so focused on what the professor... On the professor that I'd used my old nickname for her.
なんでもない気にしないで
It's
くれ
nothing. Don't worry about it.
気になります
I am worried
なん
about
で
it.
私が
Why am I
クリスティー
Christina?
ナなんですか
だから何でもないというのに
I told you it's nothing.
なんでもない割には動揺して
You're
ますよね
freaking out a lot over nothing. I said shut up,
すごいぞクリスティン
Chris...
クリス
Kurisu.
うん
Kurisu and Maho both seemed lost in thought.
クリスティーナって呼んでいたの
You called her Christina, huh?
君もそこに食いつくな
You two? Just drop it. I didn't want any more questions about this. Since the professor was here, I decided to ask more about how Amadeus' memories work.
教授
Professor,
アマデウスの
is it possible for Amadeus' memories to be externally modified? But the professor wasn't listening to my question. He seemed to be frantically searching his pockets for something. Come to think of it, I didn't see that translator device in his ear, or on his ear. He must have been looking for it, which meant odds were good that he didn't hear my question.
私の記憶の改ざんですか
Modifying my
理論
memories,
上は可
it's
能です
theoretically possible. He has a translator device that translates shit in his ear? Hold on. I must have missed that. Because that is amazing. What? That sounds like something that I would love to do. But he can speak Japanese, though. I've seen him speak Japanese. Herself answered, so if he can speak it, he can understand it.
例えば
I don't know.
私が自分の
For
名前
example,
をクリスティ
it
ーナ
would be
で
impossible to make me think that my name was
そうすることが
Christina.
できるでしょうただ普通のデータと
But
違い
memory data isn't like normal
とて
data.
も複雑です
It's much more complex.
今のところ改ざんに成功した例は
I
ない
am
と
aware of
認
no
識しています
successful attempts to modify it.
仮に改ざんに成功した場合
And
で
even
も
if the attempt
私
succeeded,
がそれ
I
に
would
気づい
notice
て
and
自
repair
分
it
で
myself.
修復し私は私以外
I keep logs in an area that only I can access.
つまり
In other words,
秘密の
a
日記
secret diary.
その日記と現在の記憶との
If there was
間
a
に
discrepancy
不自然
between
な
my
相互
current
が
memories and my diary,
私は高い
then there's a
確率で
high
疑問を
probability
持
to
ちます
become suspicious. And what's more is my memories are backed up at regular intervals. Even if they were altered beyond the point where I could self-repair, I would still be able to restore them. I would lose any memories that I had formed between then and my last backup, though. I see. Regardless of the topic of discussion, it felt strange. What Maho had said before she loaded Kurisu was true. I started to feel like I was chatting with the real Kurisu. The way she wouldn't let you get a word in edgewise when she started talking about science was exactly like the real Kurisu. It's interesting, though. I turned towards Kurisu and spoke. You're able to consider yourself objectively as a machine. From what I see in books and comic books, I'd expect you to say, I'm not a machine, I'm a human. That's pure nonsense. Even humans speak of themselves in a combination of hardware and software, right? They just call it biology and psychology. What's the difference? I see. She's better with comebacks than anybody, isn't she? When she heard this, Kurisu turned toward Maho, and her CG eyes, big and round, though it was really just the camera sensor moving. You know, Maho, this may not be any of my business, but you should watch what you say. You finally got your chance. What if he stops liking you? What? Come on, don't bring that up again. But it's what I find most interesting right now. It's what I find most meaningless right now. What if this is the last chance you'll ever get? You're the one who needs to learn to watch what you say. Dr. Leskinen is pretty cool. I hope he doesn't turn out to be an evil bastard. Dr. Leskinen sounds like an evil name. Like, I feel like he could be evil if they wanted him to be evil. I had to chuckle a little too. Afterward, the three of us, including the professor, talked to Kurisu, discussing technical subjects and making small talk. The next thing I knew, it had almost been an hour. I actually felt a little sad when Maho told me it was finally time to stop. I'm adding words. In just a single hour, the strangeness I felt about Amadeus had disappeared, and I felt like I was really talking to Kurisu. Dr. Leskinen stopped me before I left. So, interested in being a tester? I tilted my head when I heard the professor speak through the translator. He sounds like a normal-ass dude through his translator. If that's his translator, that's a dope-ass translator that he has. Amadeus doesn't have a normal conversation samples. I've got kids helping in my lab as much as they can, but it's not enough. But Amadeus is still in the research stage, and we can't let just anyone talk to it. So I want you, Lintalo, to help us, since you were her friend. I remember they mentioned something about being a tester at the party, so this is what they were talking about. The professor and I will be staying in Japan for a while, so we'd like you to be a tester while we're here. Your job will be talking to Kurisu. There's no real quota, just talk to her when you feel like it. But twice a month, I want you to report your testing to me and the professor. Oh, and I'm sorry, we can't pay you. I want you to keep that in mind when you decide. I'm aware that it's cruel to ask you to talk to an AI that's perfectly identical to your dead friend. If you're not interested, feel free to turn us down. I remember what it had felt like to talk to Kurisu. When the monitor was just about to turn off, this is what Kurisu had said. Let's talk again sometime, Wintaro Okabe. That's what I'd hoped for when I came here, wasn't it?
やります
I'll do it.
やらせてください
Please let me do it. Here we go. I thought I was ready when I had accepted the job. And at that, I'm going to end the episode right here. The black box is gone, hopefully. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Steins Gate. That was interesting. I'm interested to talk to Kurisu. I wonder if I'll break down and like tell her what happened. Or if she's even supposed to know. Or if she'll even care because she's a robot and she like lives within her shit. I mean, obviously she might, right? But then wouldn't she know already because she hasn't talked to herself in a while? And could two people talk to themselves? If you had an Amadeus as somebody else and they're still alive, could you talk to them? Well, I guess, yeah, because Maho was talking to herself at the conference. Oh. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked it, make sure you hit that like button. I really appreciate it and it helps other people find the series. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. I like visual novels, so I'll probably play a lot of them. So, yeah. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and peace out, you guys.